After 145 years in California, Chevron packed up and left. But it's how their CEO told the governor that really tells you everything you need to know about why you're paying so much for gas. Okay, let's get into this.
So, think about it. How do you break that kind of news? I mean, we're talking about a company that's been a pillar of the state's economy for over a century. What's the protocol there? You'd think maybe a big press conference, right? With all the cameras and some carefully written statement. Nope, not even a press release. He did something way more direct.
He sent a text message, a simple heads up to Governor Gavin Newsom before the whole thing went public. After 145 years, the last official word came down to a few characters on a screen.
And the response from the governor's office? Reportedly, it was 2 words. I'm good. One of the biggest energy companies on Earth, thousands of jobs, a deep history in the state, and that was the reply? That response right there, that's where the story of your gas prices really begins.
But see, that text message, it wasn't just some one-off thing. It was a symptom of a much, much bigger problem that's happening right now. California's refineries are closing down, fast.
Let's put a hard number on this. With the latest shutdowns, one major refinery in Southern California, another one winding down up north, the state has lost about 1/5 of its entire refining capacity.
And 20% isn't some minor adjustment the system can just, absorb. For a state like California, a state that runs on transportation, losing that much capacity is a shockwave. It means less supply, and it always means higher prices for families just trying to get to work.
And make no mistake, this isn't just the market doing its thing. These are deliberate exits. One company was reportedly offered hundreds of millions of dollars to keep a refinery open, and they still said no. Why? They said operating in California had become hostile and punitive. Think about that. They would rather walk away from a fortune than keep doing business here. So, with our refineries closing up shop, what does that actually do to your wallet? Well, some experts have done the math, and frankly, the numbers should worry anyone who owns a car in this state. A researcher at USC, a longtime energy expert, spent more than a year digging into California's own data, and his conclusion was just stark. Based on our shrinking supply and the state's policies, he found gas prices could easily climb to $8, $9, even $10 a gallon.
So what was the official response to this data-driven warning? Was there a debate about the numbers, an honest look at the analysis? No. Instead, the researcher was met with silence from officials and then personal attacks. The data was simply ignored.
Which brings us to a really important question. When you're standing there filling up your car, watching that number spin faster and faster, have you ever stopped to wonder where all that money is actually going? Well, take a look at this. On an average gallon of gas, the person who actually owns the station, the small business running the place, they make pennies, maybe 8 to 12 cents if they're lucky. At the same time, the state of California takes over $1 in taxes and fees. That gap, that huge difference, is at the very heart of this problem.
So why can't we just, get more gas from Nevada or Arizona when our supply gets tight? The answer is because of a very specific vulnerability, one that makes California's entire fuel system incredibly fragile. It's almost fragile by design.
Here it is. This is the core of it. California legally requires its own special cleaner burning blend of gasoline. Now, that sounds good on the surface, right? The problem is, almost no refineries outside of our state can make this stuff. We've basically created an energy island. Which leads to the obvious and, honestly, kind of terrifying next question. If we're losing the few refineries we have, and our neighbors can't make our special blend, what happens next? Where do we get our fuel? The reality is pretty grim. We can't just truck in gas from next door. We have to import it on massive tankers from overseas. That means shipping delays that last for weeks. It means our entire fuel supply is vulnerable to a storm, a conflict on the other side of the planet, any little disruption. It's a system that is basically built for shortages. Okay, let's tie all of these systemic problems directly to the decisions being made, and more importantly, to the impact it has on California families, because this is about your wallet. And it's about their power. The priority here was revealed in a moment of honesty from a state lawmaker. They admitted that the main concern with rising gas prices isn't the pain it causes you. It's that if prices go up too quickly, public support for their policies disappears. It's not about your budget, it's about maintaining political control. And while they're worrying about their poll numbers, this is what's actually happening to the people who live here. People are working second jobs just to afford the gas to get to their first job. Families are spending hundreds of dollars a month just on commuting. And that's on top of electricity going up, water going up, food going up. It's a constant, relentless financial pressure.
So this is the most critical point to understand. Because our system is so fragile, if one more major refinery has a problem, if one key piece of infrastructure fails, prices don't just creep up. They don't gradually rise. They explode, seemingly overnight.
Just look at this cascade of failure. A legacy company is basically waved goodbye. 1/5 of our ability to make our own fuel, gone. And the experts who warn that $10 gas is possible are attacked instead of listened to.
And it all comes back to those two words. With the whole system flashing red warning lights, the response from the top was simple, direct, and something we shouldn't forget. I'm good.
This isn't a political game. This is the reality of the cost of living here. If you're a Californian, you need to understand the forces that are driving up the cost of just getting through your day. Share this so other people can see the facts for themselves. And if you want more straight facts about what's really happening in our state, subscribe. Because this isn't stopping.